Jesus. Whatever you face this week, forward still. Whatever mountains come in your way, forward still. Yeah. Whatever, even if you buck your toe, forward still. Disappointment come, forward still. Woo. And if another pastor fall, forward still. After the pastor we are follow. We don't be with pastor, but we are follow Jesus. Forward still. Woo. Young people, walk holy. Walk holy. Make the right decisions. Walk right. Walk holy. Ramandosia. Rakandarabastiondarabosha. Walk holy. Forward still. It's Jehovah's will. Though the billows dash and sway, with a concrete strength we will push. Let the church be the church, and he will roll. Yes, he will roll. No matter what you face, he will roll. Even if you fall, get up and he will. Oh yes, and he will roll the sea away. Hallelujah.
For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan rolls. Get something and wave it. 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 Rock and wave it. Rock and wave it. Rock and wave it. Rock and wave it. Come now, wave your hand. Wave your hand. Wave your hand if you love the Lord. Wave your hand. Wave your, yes, wave your hand if you love the Lord. And me say roll, Jordan roll, roll. Praise him like you just don't care. Just praise the God, because you know what he has done for you. Just give him praise. Rock and praise him. Dance and praise him. Wave your hand and praise him. For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan. My God, David was one of the greatest musicians. And I hear these musicians playing. Give God glory, musician. Tell them, play a little David. Play a little David. Play me David. Play a little David. Yes, play me David. Play a little David. Yes, play me David. Play a little David. Me say roll, Jordan. Me say roll, Jordan, roll. My God, Church of God this evening. God is good. Yes, God is good. God, for Jordan a roll high. A river Jordan. I feel like praising. I feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me I feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me I feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me I feel it when you roll. Me want rock and praise it, boy. Me I feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Boy, river Jordan a roll. People make you roll, make you roll. Boy, your blessing make you roll. Yes, our blessing make you roll. Boy, your blessing make you roll. Yes, your blessing make you roll. For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan rolls. Somebody shout and praise to God.
Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night from where you are. Good night from where you are sitting. My name is Andre Stephens, and welcome to the Andre Stephens Show on PDTV. You know, tonight, Jamaica, I want to say to you all, thank you. We're now 19,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. I want to see you all. Thanks. 20,000 subscribers by the end of the month. I know that many of you, each day, each night, you let somebody to subscribe to the channel, or you or somebody to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to say to you all, I appreciate you. Knowing that I'm coming from 90,000 subscribers and I had to start all over, it has been a traumatic experience for me. But I am here doing what I must. And what is I must? A lion is on the rise. Call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same. And I want to say to you, Jamaica, thank you to everyone who, during my times of struggle, my time of agony and pain and trauma, you gave a word of encouragement. Thank you, everyone. But tonight is the night, Jamaica, that I will say to you that I've identified a space to start my culinary journey again. I've identified a space to start my culinary journey again. Right in my hometown of Portmore. Tonight, Jamaica, I know you always support me, and we have always done GoFundMes and gotten support from many others. Tonight, your teacher is back on that quest to start his culinary journey with his team. I don't know about you, but me come to you telling you the honest truth. I need your help. I need your help. And I'm not wearing orange. It's a form of mustard that I'm wearing, but it's showing like it is orange. It is mustard Jamaica. But tonight I'm on a journey. I am on a journey tonight, Jamaica, with my GoFundMe. You can find it on my Facebook page, and you can also find it. Just a moment. You can find it on my Facebook page. So, admin, have you put my GoFundMe up? It's once you check the WhatsApp group, it is there. Sound check. The people say they're not hearing me. Okay. So my GoFundMe is there, students. I'm asking for your support. Be big. It does not be big. My target is $70,000 US. over the next 2 to 3 months. I want to open the restaurant by March based on the timeline that I've gotten. And I'm asking for your support tonight. I'm doing a mini marathon on my GoFundMe. So I'm asking for your support tonight to support my GoFundMe. We have done it for many others, and I'm asking for your help tonight, Jamaica. I made it clear from the beginning that I'm coming here for some help. So I'm asking you tonight. It's not too much to ask. Tonight we can go after 3,000 US dollars. Tonight we're going after 3,000 US dollars. Little is much. We can start small to get big. Little is much. We can start small to get big. So tonight I'm asking for all of my subscribers and my viewers and my well-wishers. Open the link and you can give your professor $10 tonight. Give your professor $20 tonight. Give your professor something. I want to get my equipment. I want to be able to pay my rent. I want to be able to get my stock. I want to be able to get everything to start all over again. Remember, I was in the culinary world. You can look on my Facebook for the link. Two persons have already sent in $10. Come on, guys. 2 persons. Let us get it on. Let us start the campaign. I know it's because you guys don't see the campaign or don't know where to get the link. You can find it on my Facebook and you can see it pinned on my YouTube channel. And I want to go to heaven when I die. Hear old Jordan roll. And I need somebody to monitor the GoFundMe for me during the show. Wow, I'm ashamed, only 2 persons. Is it that people are not seeing the GoFundMe? Let me see what the people are saying in the comments. Pin it, man. Pin it in the live chat. I'm doing this for the next 3 months. Yes, Jamaica. So I'm looking forward to your support. Thank you. Thanks for your donation, Selector. Now, let us see. There's $30 in it. $30 a start. If all my students here tonight give $10, we're on a journey. So tonight, I'm just asking you before I start and proceed with the show. Yes, man, $10 is enough. We have 4 persons who have donated now. $10, $20, $50, $100, anything you want to do to it tonight. I'd really appreciate the support. And we're now at 14,000 subscribers. Let us give ourselves a clap. Woo! We're now at 14,000 subscribers. 14,000 subscribers. How is your day? How have you been, Jamaica? Can we play a quick song? And when I come back, I will start the night's proceedings.
For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan rose. Get something and wave it. 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 Grab a rock 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 and wave it. Come now, wave your hand. Wave your hand. Wave your hand if you love the Lord. Wave your hand. Wave your, yes, wave your hand if you love the Lord. And me say roll, Jordan roll, roll, praise him like you just don't care. Just praise your God, because you know what he has done for you. Just give him praise, rock and praise him, dance and praise him, wave your hand and praise him. For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan. My God, David was one of the greatest musicians. And I hear these musicians playing. Give God glory, musician. Tell them, play a little David. Play a little David. Play me David. Play a little David. Yes, play me David. Play a little David. Yes, play me David. Play a little David. Me say roll, Jordan. Me say roll, Jordan roll. My God, Church of God this evening. God is good. Yes, God is good. God, for I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan. Come now, me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to walk right in there. 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 River Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. Roll River Jordan. Roll River Jordan. Roll River Jordan. Roll River Jordan. Roll bank to bank. Roll bank to bank. Roll bank to bank. Roll bank to bank. Let the deaf man hear. And the dumb man talk. And the blind eye see. And the crippled man walk. Roll back to bank. Roll back to bank. Roll back to bank. Roll back to bank. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan. I feel like praising. I feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me a feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me a feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me a feel it when you roll. Me want rock and praise it, boy. Me a feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Boy, River Jordan a roll. People make you roll, make you roll. Boy, a blessing make you roll. Yes, a blessing make you roll. Boy, are your blessing make you roll. Yes, are your blessing make you roll. For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan rolls. Somebody shout and praise to God.
All right. Partner draw. Partner draw. Andre. Set the rat trap. set a rat trap. Set a rat trap for the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. This is to set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap for the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. This is to set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the parliament. Set a rat trap for the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap for the 2 foot. Set a rat trap in a FLA. Set a rat trap for the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap for the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap in the school. The one them where teeth to pick in them money. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the judiciary. The one them where take money out of the table. Set a rat trap for the lawyer them. Set a rat trap. Take the people money and take them land title. And them not get no title. Hello? Set a rat trap. Partner draw. Partner draw. Andre. Hello? Hello? We said we set a rat trap in the church for the one them we are thief the offering. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. We must catch them. Set a rat trap in the tax office. Set a rat trap in the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. We said we set a rat trap. Andre! Oh my God, we are suffering in Jamaica with the corruption. Jesus Christ, you can't get them. Set a rat trap down on the wharf. Set a rat trap for the, what they call them? Set a rat trap down on the wharf, man. Yes? And set a rat trap in the airport. Hello? Hello, you know, say I'll hear Jamaica bankrupt, but we don't know where the money go. Set a rat trap, set a rat trap. Set a rat trap with the 2 for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the entertainment. Hello? Set a rat trap in the entertainment. Set a rat trap. Let me say, set a rat trap for those who are do contract killing. We must catch them in America, in England, and in Canada. Set a rat trap to the one them with Jamaica. With the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. Hello? Set a rat trap. We must catch them. Tear off the cover and expose them. Set a rat trap. Alright, sir. Set a rat trap. Must catch them. Alright. Partner draw. Partner draw. Andre. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Alright. Partner draw. Partner draw. Andre. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. In the 2 for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. In the 2 for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the parliament. Set a rat trap in the 2 foot rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the 2 foot. Set a rat trap in a FLA. Set a rat trap in the 2 foot rat them. Set a
Yes, Jamaica, I am back. I am back. I am back. I am back. We're almost at 1,000 US dollars. I'm asking you all to support me, support my venture. Remember, this is the kitchen that cooks for the homeless. I want to be able to have my own kitchen once more so that I can cook for the homeless. I want to be able to do your weddings. I want to be able to do your repasses. I want to be able to do your anniversaries. I want to be able to do. So here is a link that is set. All I am asking for, just a support of a $10, $20, $50. If you want to give me 100, you can give me 100. But you know them say one cocoa full basket. One cocoa full basket, Jamaica. One cocoa full basket. And me just want one, me not need enough. Go in my room, see me pass me basket there. Basket. One cocoa full basket. My basket I go full and my saucer shall run over. I see the organ for the camp, Tamara. Tamara has been doing a lot for me. Yes, Jamaica. I know the internet is sticking, but they say one cocoa fully basket, right? And all I am asking for tonight is for people to help me raise things in the basket. Put up things in the basket. Make we can have premier partner draw kitchen once more. We want partner draw kitchen. If you want partner draw kitchen, you say yes, Jamaica. You want partner draw kitchen? But tonight, Jamaica, it's not me alone who will be in studio. Tonight, I will be with my elders. Tonight, I will be with my elders. Tonight, I will be with my elders. Can we have them join the studio tonight? Because it's going to be a roller coaster. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up.
Well,
Rattigan.
Me run down left. Me never know you were there.
We have to finish it.
Left your picnic.
New Year. Happy New Year to everybody.
Same to you, son.
Them not say you left your picnic.
Pinsy.
Yeah. No, me, my
It's all right. It's the question in the hot sheet tonight. Them not say you run left your picnic.
Them say me run.
Rattigan is not a runner.
Tell him, Pinsy. Tell him.
Rattigan is not a runner. You know, so where him come from behind him. Can't run this, you know.
What him do?
Him is what is called a sniper. Him sit back in the bushes and wait till the target gets up.
Oh, where am I to snipe now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, here some people
are
about.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year to you. And again to Bra Finsey. Well,
Hello.
It's like good goal, man.
Actually, you have to know if you find me. I'm usually near where my son is.
Okay. All right.
What is that, Mr. Finsey? What is that to him?
I tell you, I'm usually near where my son is. You have to try to keep him out of trouble, Ratty.
You finding it difficult or easy?
It's getting a little easier these days, but boy, you have to be on the lookout.
Okay.
You know, when you get the sign, you know, you pass some roads and it says caution.
Okay, I hear
caution is when him go, what you say, Mr. Finsey?
So you're back over Partner Draw University.
Yeah.
You're back here.
Ratty, you might have to.
Oh no, I'm never here. What was that?
So you're back over the
Yes,
Partner Draw
yes.
TV.
Yeah, I'm back here.
What have you been up to since for the months that I was missing in action? What kind of trouble you giving?
I've been up to no good. I must admit.
What have you been doing, Mr. Rattigan?
I've been up to no good. You know?
You ever hear about Johnson and Johnson?
Finzi, you kill me, man.
No, but Johnson and Johnson underwent a lawsuit too.
That's true.
They were no less innocent or guilty.
That's true. How did that go? I think they settled it, right?
They settled.
Yeah.
But I think them afraid for settle with you now.
Well,
the consequences are dire.
Well, you make your bed, you have to lay down the night, you know?
So, gentlemen, Mr. Rattigan, seriously, what have you been up to for the past few months that I was missing in action?
All right. I have been on a journey to have the Jamaican people free from the yoke of oppression and destruction. That's been my journey, to make sure to hold government accountable more so than ever, because they say desperate times call for desperate measures. And so we've been trying to employ desperate measures to get the government to address the needs and the aspirations and the goals of the vulnerable communities. We're having a difficult time getting them to make a course correction. But we are steadfast in our mission, and we will not fail the people. It's as simple as that. We will never fail the people of Jamaica. So that's what I've been up to.
Wow.
You have something up for you, Andre?
Yeah, tell me, Mr. Finzi, what has Wilfred Rattigan made up to for the past few months?
I think, if I may speak for him, he's proving that man is not born equal, but man must have equal opportunity.
Yes.
So you may not be born at an attractive address, but you should have similar capability to rise to where you wish. You can't, because of an incident of place of birth, you are now consigned to the rubbish heap of humanity, and what happened to you don't matter.
And let me just mind my manners and say, please, everyone, especially the people in the chat, forgive my manners or lack thereof. Good night, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of the people in the chat, all of the people who are the well-wishers, the supporters, all of the people who are watching but they're not in the chat. I hope that the new year has brought, I was going to use a P word, but I won't use that P word. No. I hope a partner draw. I hope it has brought you a partner draw.
Yes.
Hope you get your partner draw in the new year.
Considering how much donation they've been making.
Well, I have procured a place to start my culinary experience once more. But I don't have the funds, because you guys know what happened to me last year. Not getting into that, right? Because we're looking forward. Mm-hmm. I've said to myself that over the past year, I have done several GoFundMe on this platform. It has worked for many people. So I am vulnerable now and I need the help. So I'm just asking, I'm reaching out to the powers that be, my 4,000 people who watch me nightly. And I'm saying to them, just donate 2 or 3 times a week at $10 or at $20. over the next 2 months period, so I can reach up to the $70,000 because me need me equipment, I need my stuff, I need to pay the rent, and I need to start cooking for the homeless downtown again. So I just need my culinary space up and running. Just as how you know I have a new studio now. Just say I hope you guys like the studio because you guys need to come here very soon. Remember, elections is around the corner. You will have to be here from time to time during the election anchoring with me. So I'm just saying it's very important that I get the food chain off the ground as a means or a second means of income to keep me going apart from YouTube. So if you want, you can make your own donations to the GoFundMe. Like Mr. Rattigan can put in $1,000. Right, Mr. Finzi?
Finzi, I open up one.
No, but let me come to my brother's defense. You know the cost of the lawsuit he's been actively dealing with? Him need a GoFundMe too.
Well, Mr. Finzi put it this way. No one hand can clap together. So support mine and I support his. What you say about that one?
Well, you come down to the Cuban saying, one hand washes the other, but you require both of them to wash your face.
True. Imagine the Cubans were deported. I think 17 Cubans were deported by this government since week.
Why you sound surprised?
But that's something that Professor Rosalie Hamilton was speaking about. Human rights. And there are several conventions that Jamaicans have signed to. Why is it that when the refugees come to our country, we're turning them back to their country?
But at the same time, we're planning to go to Haiti, go help them fight. The two things don't go together.
Mr. Rattigan, you are more versed on international law. Why is it that we're sending back these people? The Cubans have been such great help to Jamaica for the past 30, 40, 50 years under several health relationships. And I am saying the Cubans come, you find them in the hotel. Why couldn't you say, let us find somewhere, put them and let them be industrial?
Well, this is a consistent policy. You see what they're doing with the Haitians, right? And not to mention border security or the lack thereof. But it's the same thing. There are certain things that you're supposed to do within the confines of international law when you have refugees on your shores. You have to treat them in a humanitarian fashion. And then you just can't kick people out of the country like that. They have something called due process, right? But they're not affording them that. So I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised that they did it. Cubans, Haitians, whomever. I'm not surprised because the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is a colossal failure. And all the supporting
ministries that you love were your girlfriend. Mr. Rattigan, I want to ask you a serious question. Do you have a personal love for Kamina Johnson Smith? Why you take on that ministry so much? You have a passion for foreign policy? Or is that liking for Kamina Johnson Smith?
No, it's a dislike for incompetence. It's just that. And
so you say pretty girl where drift is incompetent?
No, I'm talking about no. She heads the ministry, but I'm talking about the government in and of itself.
No, what you must tell him, Ratty, is that you don't have a difficulty with her drifting, but you don't want the foreign policy to drift along with her.
And that's exactly what it's doing. It's drifting along with her. There are serious problems. I mean, they're just too many to mention. The incompetence over at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And so we just sit here and we just watch while they make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. Actually, I shouldn't even say mistake because some of it looks like to be intentional. But I've said before that it's run by rank amateurs. And they just keep making me sound like a genius because they keep doing it time after time after time. So it's not just the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. It's just that they're making far more mistakes than the other ministries, and then their mistakes are highlighted because it's on the international scene. So it's not just me, it's everybody looking at it. Whereas Ministry of
has anyone told us what is happening with the Jamaicans jumping the border wall at Mexico?
There you go.
Repeat that, Mr. Finzi.
And by the way, some of them
give us an update about the Jamaicans jumping the border wall at Mexico.
Mexico.
We have refugees too, you know.
A friend of mine got me and tell me that he did plan to drop the border too. But I was wondering, seriously, jumping this border is a big thing. And I hear that a lot of Jamaicans are suffering on the border.
What are we doing about it?
You spoke about the grave incompetence of this government, right?
Yes.
Do you believe that Kamina Johnson-Smith should have been replaced as foreign minister?
She should have never been foreign minister.
Repeat that, Mr.
I was blunt.
Yeah, well, look, I'm answering the question that should have been asked. You know, should she have been foreign minister? That should have been the first question. No, she should not have been foreign minister. She is, and I have my sources over in the ministry, and they've said to me that she's by far the worst and the most ill-prepared person to head that ministry. And these are not my words. These are words coming from her people.
Mr. Ratigan, so you're saying then that when you look at it,
yeah,
she's not prepared. But I believe a part of the preparation is that Jamaica doesn't have a solid foreign policy. I believe we have established that the foreign policy for Jamaica for the past 8 years has been very transactional, very whorish.
Yeah.
Well, look, all you need to do is just look at the relationship between Jamaica and Venezuela. And that's your course in foreign relations. Just look at the relationship between Jamaica and Venezuela and how that relationship has disintegrated in front of our eyes. And very quickly too. So to the point where now we're being sued. We, meaning Jamaica, has been sued by
but if
Venezuela.
You're talking about Venezuela, you should even speak about the present dispute in the region, the Essequibo region, with Venezuela and Ghana. And how Jamaica has not been a part of the dispute resolution. It had to be my Prime Minister, Mia Motley, who had to be leading, and Comrade Ralph Gonzalez, who had to be leading the discussion about the Essequibo region. Oh, your beloved Prime Minister, Mr. Finzi Smith, beloved Prime Minister, wasn't a part of those discussions.
As soon as our next conference, I will be assured to ask him.
Which conference is that, Mr. Finzi?
I don't know. I've never had one, but you must think that me and him have one where is my beloved Prime Minister. Let me show you something. You're talking about Prime Ministers. And I'm saying this without apology. If Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller was Prime Minister, the dispute would never have gotten to where it get to. But by the time Portia finished talk to both, not even both, to guy down Venezuela and thing, we'd still have our oil deal, and Guyana wouldn't have a problem. Portia's ability
so you're saying in a time like this, Jamaica Mr. Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller, the region misses Portia.
Yes.
So would you equally argue the same thing that if it was a Percival James Patterson, he would be able to squash the problem?
I have no doubt. Most people don't know certain things about Mr. Patterson. The great Michael Manley was guided by Mr. Patterson.
Wow.
He was his campaign manager.
But my question is to you, though. Seeing that we don't have a Portia, And we don't have a
Mhm.
PJ. That's why you have my Prime Minister, me, actually doing it.
And a lot of what she learned at the feet of Michael Manley, Preacher Patterson, and Portia Simpson Miller.
So other Caribbean region, other Caribbean leaders she learned from.
They were in the class.
Producer, can you show the little? I think Mr. Rattigan needs to see that video. I don't think him see it because I don't see him challenge it. My producer, can you show the video of the top 5 leaders in the Caribbean? Ratty.
Embarrassment time.
Oh, Miami Herald wrote last year that we have one of the strongest emerging leaders in the Caribbean. And I don't see the yes, show that second and let Mr. Ratty watch it and we talk about. What?
In this special episode, we're turning the spotlight on the dynamic and influential leaders who have profoundly impacted the Caribbean over the past year. Annually, we take a moment to honor the visionaries and trailblazers who guide their nations through challenges, driving positive change and making significant impacts. These individuals are more than just politicians or public figures. They are architects of change, builders of nations, and beacons of hope. Their influence extends beyond mere power. They deeply affect every individual's life in the Caribbean, overcoming challenges and forging paths of progress and prosperity. Their actions and decisions have not only defined the past year, but have also woven their legacies into the fabric of the region. Prepare for an inspiring journey as we reveal the top 5 Caribbean leaders of the past year. Each story is a chapter of inspiration, painting a vivid picture of a region that is thriving against the odds. Our exploration covers diverse areas like politics, culture, business, and social advocacy, highlighting the substantial contributions of these remarkable individuals. From Time's Most Influential Person of the Year recipients like Mia Motley to regional giants making significant local impacts, these leaders have shaped the narratives of their nations and the Caribbean's collective identity on the global stage. Join us as we celebrate and acknowledge these extraordinary individuals and see how they are molding the Caribbean's present and future. Let's dive in. First up and breaking into this year's list at number 5, we have the long-standing Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerrit. Prime Minister Skerrit has held the position since 2004, and in his nearly 20 years of leadership, he has led Dominica to significant accomplishments in economic development, climate resilience, and social progress. Prime Minister Skerrit has been a silent but consistent ministerial leader over this past year, charting the country to consistent economic growth, particularly after COVID-19. Dominica has seen a resurgence in its tourism numbers and outlook on the country from the IMF. A global advocate for climate resilience, Skerrit has passionately addressed the urgent need for climate action, making Dominica a pioneer in becoming the world's first climate-resilient nation. His efforts have garnered international acclaim and highlighted the vulnerabilities of small island states. Dominica is also driving a modernization agenda to further propel its growth, with priority being given to the construction of a geothermal energy plant and a new international airport. The government of Dominica signed an agreement with MMC Development Limited to officially break ground on the highly anticipated international airport, which is set to open in 2025. Dominica International Airport will be the game changer for the natural island, allowing it to receive international flights directly instead of through a neighboring connection. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has been a consistent leader in the region and continues to chart a path for Dominicans to do better and achieve greater. New to our list this year is a newly elected leader in the region, but one who has shown effective leadership and led his country on consistent growth, particularly after COVID-19. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Terence Drew, was elected just in 2022, but has led the country on a successful post-COVID-19 recovery. The leader has been a driving force behind the mounting discussion of more Caribbean countries becoming republics. Following the coronation of King Charles III this May 2023, the Prime Minister stated that St. Kitts could not be completely free as long as an English monarch ruled as the head of state. He went on to say that his government would take public consultation regarding the Republic movement and even demanded an apology from the British monarchy concerning their role in the slave trade. When it comes to the country's economic outlook, St. Kitts and Nevis has seen remarkable progress, rebounding amid strong global headwinds. The country has seen tourist arrivals drive economic growth, reducing the country's current deficit and staying below the region's public debt target of 60%. This success has translated to the average citizen, with the government increasing salaries for civil servants and pensioners by 8% and giving them a 50% Christmas bonus. On top of that, all other persons will receive EC $500 and a savings account for all children of EC $1,000. Next up at the number 3 slot, we have the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves. Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves continues to remain one of the most influential leaders in the Caribbean, leaving an indelible mark on the political and social fabric of not only St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but the region as a whole. Serving as Prime Minister since 2001, Gonsalves has displayed a remarkable combination of vision, charisma, and resilience, solidifying his status as a transformative figure in the region. Most recently, the leader helped broker peace between Guyana and Venezuela as the head of the Community of Latin America and Caribbean States, CELAC, alongside the leader of Barbados, Prime Minister Mia Mottley. The experienced leader continues to be a champion for bringing awareness to climate change, as is evident from his latest speech to the U.S. General Assembly. Taking a stern tone, he said, quote, "Poor, vulnerable, climate-distressed and resource-challenged developing countries are fed up with the unfulfilled perennial promises of the developed world on climate financing," unquote, and went on to champion reparations not only for climate change, but from extractive European powers. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves continues to be a leader in the region, and his influence throughout it cannot be understated. By the way, if you're finding value in this video and our deep dive into the impactful Caribbean leaders of the year, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more content like this to you. Thank you for being part of our journey. Coming in at the number 2 spot on our list, we come to a man whose country has been at the center of attention in recent news, with tensions rising regarding whether there will be a conflict in the Caribbean. Prime Minister of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, has gained significant regional power and influence over the last few years, and as his country continues to develop its energy production capabilities, this is only expected to increase. Since the initial discovery of underwater oil deposits in 2015, Guyana has seen rapid economic growth fueled by increasing oil extraction. It is quickly transforming into an economic powerhouse in the Caribbean, with one of the fastest GDP growth in the world at 38.4% as projected by the IMF. However, the country is also facing increased tensions as Venezuela has reopened its claim to the disputed Essequibo region, a topic we have covered extensively. Prime Minister Ali has been at the center of it all and continues to navigate these waters impeccably. Managing to secure a promise of no military force to settle the dispute in Essequibo, Prime Minister Ali has shown diplomacy against a much stronger power, all the while channeling the country's oil discoveries into tangible economic output. We can expect to see his influence and impact continue to reverberate throughout the region as he comes to the center of a geopolitical game between the United States and Venezuela. And finally, we come to the final name on the list for the second year in a row, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley. Last year, the regional leader was selected among Time's 100 most influential people, and she made that list again in 2023. Mia Mottley is the Prime Minister of Barbados and is one of the world's most vocal advocates for wealthy nations and historic polluters to support the most vulnerable countries facing permanent loss or damage from climate change, stating that, quote, "Developing countries rightfully demand that their rich neighbors do more, given the wealth they've gained from years of burning fossil fuels unchecked," unquote. Mia Mottley has led the change on climate change with the rollout of the Bridgetown Initiative, which calls for a new global mechanism to quickly channel funds to support climate adaptation. She was also an influential party in the peace talk between Guyana and Venezuela. Apart from her regional and international influence, Prime Minister Mottley has also shown prudence in the Barbados economy, with the country implementing their updated economic recovery and transformation plan, and has weathered the biggest shocks of the recent COVID-19 pandemic. The economy has also recovered strongly when it comes to tourism, and the country is seeing ever more airlift capabilities. It is no wonder the number 1 influential Caribbean leader on our list was also named among Time magazine's 100 most influential people yet again. We know that influence can be subjective, so be sure to tell us in the comments if you agree with our list. We're eager to hear your thoughts. Who among these leaders resonates most with you and why? Do you think there's another leader who should have been on this list, and why? Share your views and insights in the comment section below. Your perspective is a valuable part of this ongoing conversation. If you found this video enlightening and inspiring, please share it with others who might also appreciate these stories of Caribbean leadership. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest content. Your support helps us continue exploring and sharing these important stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video as we explore the Caribbean together. This is Gyra Caribbean. See you in the next video.
Ratigan. Mr. Ratigan. Mr. Finzi Smith.
Yes, sir.
Last year we heard about an emerging global leader in Jamaica. How comes him don't pick up in this report?
You follow record charts?
Repeat that, Mr. Finzi.
Do you follow record music charts? Record charts. This song
Record
is number
music
1,
chart.
that song is number 2, yeah? In that industry, it's not the best song, you know, is who rigged the charts. And it is my belief that for the right amount, them call it payola or playola. For the right amount of money, your song can be number 1. But
there's evidence to support or to back up.
No, but on the
that
global,
the who make the top 5 list, there's work to support that. They have done the work.
But hear what I'm saying? I say on the global charts, that kind of thing.
You're talking about
play.
Miami Herald.
So you get what you pay for, but it can't hold up against raw, unbridled facts.
Mr. Ratigan, what's your take on this?
Well, look, I'm not surprised that he's not on the list. I'd be surprised if he were on the list. One of the things, and I'll use that to segue the primary purpose why I'm here tonight. All you have to do is look at his statutory declarations, the fact that they have not been verified. 2021, 2022, 2023 is due on or before March 31st of this year. We haven't seen the summary of the of his statutory declaration. It hasn't been gazetted. The leader of the opposition, his summary is there. So even for that reason, and for that reason alone, I wouldn't expect to see him there, because how can you create an anti-corruption body? The Integrity Commission was established in 2018. The law was passed in 2017. And you established this body and you said, and you make all of these wonderful speeches. Yes, we're going to stamp out corruption. And yet the same body you have established, they're saying, we can't verify your statutory declarations. There are things with them that we just can't say everything that you've put on paper is true. For 2 years. For 2 years. That is one of the reasons why we are going to protest in Miami next week. A week from today, actually. We will be in Miami protesting on a variety of issues, the number one being corruption. So I'm asked,
Ratty, can I ask a question?
Sure.
I've never heard any of you guys bring it up, so let me do it. Let me bell the cat, if you pardon the pun. How much money them could have, so that them can't account for?
A lot. A lot.
I'm saying that if you're okay, so
Yeah, a lot.
But how much money could you have made that is so difficult that over 2 years you can't justify where it come from?
But I want to show you now that there is an active case in the Supreme Court. You heard about it? Where there were exchange of words between the Prime Minister's wife and the other proprietor. Can you put up that, producer? With Juliet Honest, the picture with Juliet, there was one piece of rigmarole in the courthouse yesterday. You heard about it, Mr. Rand?
Sorry, didn't hear you.
Uti.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of it.
But I want to ask again, does the 800 million apartment, is it filed in the statutories?
When you say file in the statutory, what do you? Oh, in the statutory declaration. We don't know.
Yeah, the 800 million apartment.
We don't know, and if it's not filed, then that's all the more reason why scrutiny should be applied. Well, let me get back to the
demonstration.
Yes, I think it's important for people to know this. On Friday the 19th of this month, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 1 p.m., Jamaicans who are concerned and friends of Jamaica who are concerned will be demonstrating in front of the consulate. I think it's on Flagler Road, Flagler Street. You can Google it up, but you probably don't even need to Google. Once you get there, you'll see the crowd. And the purpose of this is, well, first of all, it was caused by a letter written by a very prominent member of the diaspora, Dr. Rupert Francis. And in that letter
that the Minister of Information said you wrote?
Yeah. Well, look, everything that happens in the diaspora now, I'm the cause of it. And that's fine. That's fine. Look, as long as things are happening, that's all I care about. Whoever gets the credit, immaterial to me, as long as things are happening. Because for a long time, the diaspora has been very dormant. And in addition to being very dormant, being very licky, where they're more concerned about selfies and invitations to certain social events than they were about the condition of the people in Jamaica.
Yes.
And even condition of the people living in the diaspora, right? Well, this diaspora now is a completely different diaspora. And when I say diaspora, I'm not referring to the bogus government organization called the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. I'm not talking about. Are
you saying that the Global Diaspora Council of Jamaica is bogus? Why is that bogus, Mr. Rattigan?
It's bogus. First of all, take a look at the terms of reference and take a look at the diaspora policy, and you'll see they have set out an organizational structure. They have set out governance. They have set out disciplinary. They have set out voting. They've set out everything. And what did they do? They say, oh, it's not an organization. You know why they're saying it? No, because we're questioning the validity of it. And we're saying, show us your registration certificate. They haven't registered.
Are they paying taxes?
Right. So now what they're claiming is that
you're saying that the government appointed this committee and call it the Global Diaspora Council.
You're partially correct. Let me just go through a couple of the details, right? It's not registered. That's number one. And now they're calling it a movement, right? I have no idea what that means, because it doesn't sound like a movement. It doesn't read like a movement. 3 of the 4 managing partners, so to speak, 3 of the 4 people leading it and supporting it, they're Jamaican government officials. They're not members of the diaspora. It is headed by it's I don't remember the titles, but they're in the first person I know about him quite well. He's the junior minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
That is Mr. Terry Long?
Correct.
Who else makes up the council?
Oh, you know what? I have it right here. I'm glad you asked.
Yes, you always have your evidence. I want you to go to your papers. I'll give you the chance to go to your papers tonight.
You know what is happening, Andre?
Yes,
if you can't beat an organization, you attempt to replace them.
All right, here it is. Says here, and this is in their terms of reference on page 4.
Yes.
Section 3. It says, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council will be led and supported by 4 individuals. The chair will be the minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, responsible for diaspora affairs. That's the junior minister.
There goes the independence.
The second person is a vice chair appointed from among the diaspora members of the council. That's somebody who lives overseas. Third person, the undersecretary for diaspora affairs. That's a government official. And the fourth person, director of the diaspora affairs department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. So 3 of the 4 people running this organization, they're not members of the diaspora, they're government officials. And yet we call it that. We said, yeah, they represent us. Let me go on. They select, now they're up to 30 members. Back in 2020, when they established this organization, there were 28 members. Of the 28 members, 20 of them were appointed by the government of Jamaica. How do you call it a diaspora organization? Then this chair, he has the right to do what? Among other things, he has the right to terminate the appointment of a Global Jamaica Diaspora Council member. So somebody's representing me, the junior minister who lives in Jamaica. He can get rid of my representative. How is that possible? No, they had an election last year. The UK has approximately 800,000 Jamaicans. About 160 people voted in that election. In fact, one representative, he got 17 votes, and he's a representative now. In my region,
so
the
you're
Northeast,
saying with the diaspora that is overseas, which is almost about 2-3 million?
it's more than I suspect it's more than 3 million.
If they came home, the country would be overcrowded.
You're saying that the diaspora council should be made up of members of the diaspora voting for them to be a part of the diaspora.
Exactly.
Council. But what you're having is a situation where the diaspora council is set up by the government of Jamaica, and those persons who are appointed by the government of Jamaica and not voted by the diaspora. And that is your
at least half of them. At least half of them. At least half of them. And don't forget the 4 managing partners, so to speak. 3 of them, they don't live in the diaspora. They live in Jamaica. And they're running this organization.
So do you believe that your demonstration will fix that on Friday?
Indeed, it will call international attention to it. But before we even get to that, let's talk about a law in America called the Foreign Agents Registration Act. What it says is that if you are if you're a U.S. person, if you're living in the U.S. and you're working for a foreign principal, could be an individual, a corporation, a government, and you're involved in regular meetings, you're doing things for them, then you need to register. And I'm paraphrasing the law, but you're supposed to register with the U.S. government and let them know the extent of your involvement with this foreign principal. None of these people have registered. None of them. And by the way, the Foreign Agent Registration Act, we see it reflected in other countries as well. So we're talking about the UK and we're talking about Canada. Now, God forbid some of these people in the US, they have a sensitive position and they haven't reported that they're engaged with a foreign principal, because they're going to lose their security clearances immediately. The penalty for not filing is as severe as 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. Just last week, they fined a company, I think, company or an individual, $100,000 for not reporting. And it ranges from, then they have a felony, then they have a misdemeanor, and then they have some regulatory action that they can take. So these people, they haven't reported their involvement with the Jamaican government, and they're entangled with them. Here's another thing. It's supposed to be our organization. They have a biannual meeting. And every time they have that meeting, it's held in Jamaica. The diaspora doesn't live in Jamaica. Why is it they don't rotate it where we have centers of Jamaican population, like the UK and Canada and the US? And even if we want to put Jamaica in the rotation, that's fine. But every 2 years, we have to traverse to Jamaica to have this conference. And we don't have it where we live. We have it in Jamaica. Why? And by the way, that's dictated by the Jamaican government. I have a serious problem with those things. Serious problem. Now, talking about the Prime Minister, there's something called the Magnitsky Act. And what it says, in essence, is this, that if you're a government official or a person of influence in a foreign country, and you're involved in kleptocracy, stealing from the public coffers, you're involved in corruption, or you're involved in human rights.
No,
yes.
The word again, because a lot of the students didn't hear what is the kleptocracy.
Indeed. Yes, kleptocracy.
And that is stealing corruption. From the...
Yeah, stealing from your own people.
And that's what this government is doing.
You said it. I agree with you. Now, so you have...
No, man. Is you say it and I repeating what you said?
No. I'm telling you what the statute says.
Okay.
Let me.
But
yeah.
Why would you introduce the statute if it is not a situation happening in Jamaica?
Because there are three aspects to it, and maybe only one of them would apply to Jamaica.
And that is the kleptocracy.
No, let me finish because you're going to be surprised. You have kleptocracy.
Because I wanted to let the people know.
Yes, you have kleptocracy, corruption, and human rights abuse, right?
All of those three apply to Jamaica.
Exactly. All three apply. No, let's talk about human rights abuse. We have something called a state of emergency that under the Constitution can only be implemented under three conditions: insurrection, war, natural disaster. Not for police purposes. Yet it's been used widely in Jamaica for police purposes. And then they scrape people up, detain them illegally for an indefinite period. That's human. That's the act specifically talks about that, about scraping up people and holding them for an indefinite period. To make it worse, the court ruled in 2020 that states of emergency, as implemented by the government of Jamaica, are unconstitutional. Plain and simple. The government appealed. The Court of Appeal said, no, we're going to let the lower court decision stand. What happened after that? The Jamaican government implemented 3 states of emergency since then. This is as clear a violation of the Magnitsky Act. I think we have made the case. And here are the consequences of violating the act. You lose your visas. Your assets are seized. So,
but the U.S. not doing nothing to the Jamaican government. You know, to appear like the U.S. government. I don't think the U.S. doing anything to the Jamaica government.
Well,
the U.S. ambassador, U.S. ambassador is everywhere with this government.
But we're not going to the U.S. We're not appealing to the. By the way, the U.S. ambassador is a political appointee, he's not a career diplomat, and we're not appealing to him. We're appealing to people in Washington, D.C., people we vote for.
Yeah, but in Washington, D.C., appoint this ambassador that is everywhere with that drone.
It doesn't make a difference. That's only a procedural matter. Washington, D.C., they are the ones, actually it's the Senate. They're the ones who actually approve and appeal. Approve through the process for somebody to become ambassador. But here's the thing. This year, and that's why it's so critical, this year in the U.S. is an election year. Our representatives, when we pay taxes and we vote, our representatives will listen to us. We're not appealing to the ambassador in Jamaica. We're appealing to our lawmakers in Washington, D.C. We're appealing to the State Department.
Mr. Trump win.
I beg your pardon?
You want Mr. Trump win to take out Andrew?
We don't know how we get this up. We don't get this up. I'm talking about my representative. Yeah, I'm talking about my representative. I'm going to see my representative and tell him, listen, the Jamaican government is involved in kleptocracy, in corruption, and in human rights abuse. And I need you to have a congressional hearing. If not, reach out to the State Department.
So who is your representative?
Why you want to know my representative now?
I want to know the representative. Would you want to know the representative so we can champion the cause?
You vote, sir? You vote. You don't
I
vote.
vote in Jamaica. You vote in the US.
I vote here. Yeah. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. As we say in Jamaica, watch the ride. Just watch the ride. Because
But Mr.
for
Ratigan,
far
we have
too
been
long,
watching the ride from last year. And
hold on a second.
Impatience,
Hold
impatience.
on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Here's what I must tell you. We have a
Yes.
group. We have a small group, a trusted group of individuals, in most of whom live in the United States. And we have come up with plans and strategies to deal with the issues affecting the ordinary Jamaican. We really don't care about the politicians, because we realize that when we speak to them, our complaints are falling on deaf ears. So we've decided that, look, the diaspora has not been active, never been active. In fact, what you're going to be seeing next week, Friday, is historic. And if you can make it, you should come. It's historic. It's the first time in the history.
How I make it? How I go and make it and I don't have a visa? You never saw a visa.
Well, then you won't make it, but you can watch it. But listen, it's the first time in the history of Jamaica that you will have a group of Jamaicans and people who love Jamaica.
How many people are talking about? 5 or 10 or 20?
It no matter, as long as we have people out there. As long as we have people out there who are willing to shout at the top of their voices, let their voices be heard that enough of the corruption, enough of the crime issues, enough of with the poverty, enough with the broken promises made to the diaspora and to people in Jamaica, enough failure of service deliveries. Those are some of the things that we're going to be complaining about. And if you think about it, a lot of them, they don't really affect us personally in the United States. For example, crime in Jamaica, unless you have a family member who is the victim of a crime, right? But we can't forget where we come from. Look behind me. We can't forget them places. Yeah, people still live there. And if we wanted to, we could just sit here and act as the diaspora has always acted. We just talk, and then we go to the function, and we don't raise the issues, and then we go home. And we get up and we repeat the same thing. But this time it's different. We have a group of people, and I wish you could see them. They're dedicated, strong-willed, and I mean, we don't always agree on things, but there's certain things that we do agree on. And we do agree that there is kleptocracy, corruption, and human rights abuses going on in Jamaica. And we have to do something about it for the people of Jamaica. Because if we don't do it, who will? The people in Jamaica cannot do it themselves, because you cannot exercise your freedom of speech. Look how many people have come out and spoken about the Prime Minister. And then find the person the next day, and in some instances, or in one instance that I'm aware of, them drag the person from underneath in bed. Yet, we have a top 200 criminals. We can't find them. We can't find them. We can't find people who wreak havoc and cause destruction to our people. But we can find somebody who just utter words. Who just utter words.
Ratty. Yeah? Let me try help. And stop me right around. What we need to understand here is that what we think is an investigation is a facsimile thereof. When the FBI does an investigation, it can be 5 years later them turn up on your doorstep, you know. But when they turn up on your doorstep, the file is complete. There's not a thing to add. When they ask you a question, they already have the answers to it. They just want to see if you're going to lie about it.
Because that's another charge.
Because the FBI, and in a lot of cases, some British units take so long to put all their ducks in a row. We get impatient. But you know, see the man guilty? The thing is, sometimes the man not guilty. Appearance of guilt isn't guilt. But when you start putting stuff together, you get no confidence in the system, that the system makes very little mistakes, if any. So when when the system holds someone, sometimes the only difficulty you have is getting a jury. because everybody consider them guilty because of what the FBI has put together.
Correct.
We in Jamaica get very impatient and allow people who are guilty to get away behind the veil of our impatience. Look at what happened the other day. People guilty of building infractions. And them drag it out, and nobody but bells the cat. And by the time it come, the prosecutor can say, well, I can't do nothing with this. It has passed the statute of limitations.
She's correct.
And she's correct. Yeah. But what we now need, rather than scratching our head and say, what happened, is the ability now to reach into the industry or the places that tied it up and say, you are now guilty as an accessory before, during, and after the fact. So you have contributed to this, and we would like to charge you for negligence.
One thing I don't like.
If that happens, they won't do it anymore. They couldn't do it anymore. They'd be in prison.
So,
has it ever occurred to you to ask if there are any infractions taking place on lease flats?
I know there are infractions taking place on lease flat.
I know. I asked that for you.
I know there are infractions.
But when you talk about lease flats, talk about who building up lease flats, no, gentlemen. The people not galvanizing the argument proper. Who building things like lease flats?
The Prime Minister's wife. No, the thing is this. And you see, you must ask the questions as they come forward, not as you'd like them to drop. The question is, did you notice in this most recent case that NEPA's report as to suitability of building vastly differed from the KSAC's? KSAC is great. NEPA said, hell no. Do we know if the same thing occurs at lease flats?
Finzi, think about it. That what you're saying is absolutely correct. But I'm gonna ask you to stay with me and listen to this analysis. How can you have a prime minister with a portfolio that includes some of these very regulatory agencies you're talking about, and they're providing permits to whom? His wife, who, by the way, is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. When she started building, she wasn't the Speaker, but she was an MP, I believe. Or at least at some point during the building, during the course of building, she became. How is that possible in our country? Because, as you said, of the system. And people are afraid to shout on the top of their lungs about making changes. The government at this point, they have beaten people into submission. When was the last time you hear somebody? You think anybody could have come up and stand up out now in Jamaica and talk when me attack?
But you know what has happened? You know what has happened? Fear. You know what has happened?
I talk those talks each day, Mr. Rattigan, without fear.
All right, you know what?
Were you afraid of Andre?
Andre,
were you afraid of?
No, Andre.
Andre not afraid of nothing, so you talk.
I don't afraid of none of them. I just talk.
Okay. So and do you know the best defense?
Mr. Rattigan a video. Show them Montego Bay. The people are talking up Mr. Rattigan.
Look.
The Montegonians stop. Wait, Mr. Rattigan. Wait, because I wanted to know that the work that you're doing, the people start talking up.
Have you seen the Prime Minister's reaction to what they were
talking
saying?
To the Prime Minister.
Did you see his reaction to what?
Wait there, man, not that one.
So many to choose.
I want you to know, Mr. And the work we have been doing for the past year and all this pain, the people responding.
Rice and chicken back want a better day. Rice and chicken back 2 dear, you. Just like it's expensive. No problem. A $300 board for chicken back. More than rice and chicken back want a better day. Rice and chicken back 2 dear, you. Just like it's expensive. No problem. A $300 board for chicken back. The man thing will be a need to develop. We need things. 13,000 too little bit. Mr. Brogan, I want thing I want to tell them boss. Before I run my business, I don't want to pay them tax like the China them. That's all. That's all I want to do, boss. I run my little business and I pay them tax like the China them. Me live on now, then a Dr. Chang run up there and nothing up there. The China man is too independent. They've been here for years. Only when election time he come around. Here. No. See Mr. Chang there. Mr. Chang, me live in paradise and know me. The place need police station at Uga. No.
You missed the part where him turn around. You missed the part where him turn around and say you can't stop that. No.
Mr. Rattigan, but people start talking up, them probably not as loud as me and you and Mr. Finzi and the others, but they're talking.
Yeah, but what you heard individual voices. I'm talking about collective voices. You hear one or two people shouting things. We need to mobilize the people to the point where we start having real demonstrations. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Because I'm telling you right now, the only thing I think will cause this government to do a course correction is first, you have to educate the people. Then you have to mobilize the people. And then we will do our part here in the diaspora. Because when one of the things that they're very, very afraid of, they're afraid of international media, and they're afraid of losing the donations to Jamaica. Visa. In fact, and the visas. In fact, the Prime Minister, when he was here in December, he said that Jamaica is still a country that largely depends on financial aid.
Remittance.
Right. And in addition to remittances. And now if the diaspora is responsible for almost 3.6 something like that billion US dollars. If the diaspora decided that we're not sending any money to Jamaica for a month, what do you think would happen? If the diaspora decided as a group that we're not sending any money as our sign of protest, what do you think would happen? And if that is complemented by action taken by donor agencies and donor countries, Jamaica collapse. And guess what? Maybe that's what we need. In fact, I should remove the word maybe and say that's what we need. Because what we need to do is take away visa so them can't go nowhere. Then there are some other laws that we can apply where they can also be arrested for corruption.
Singapore.
If we start doing these things and we start building, from, we start already with the foundation and we start adding the building blocks. We started doing it. I'm telling you, you will see a sea wave change in Jamaica that you've never imagined in your entire life. But how will it happen?
It can only happen with power. It's tell you everything about Singapore except what Singapore does with corruption.
Exactly.
If they ever told you what Singapore did with corruption, you don't understand.
Right. A friend of mine said to me, he said, you know what? If you go to GP, Tamarind Farm, or wherever, all of these penitentiaries, you won't see certain people in there. Why? Them not commit crime too? Them not commit crime?
House
so
arrest.
why is it we don't see certain people in there?
House arrest.
No, so that's what, to get back to what you asked. You started out the interview by asking me what have I been doing, or at least that's one of the first questions you asked me. These are the things I've been doing. This is where my energy is expended. This is where I spend night and day thinking with not by myself, but with a tight-knit group of people. And we're focused on getting Jamaica right.
But Mr. Rattigan, don't you think you'd have been very impactful if you're in Jamaica? Why don't you join me in Jamaica?
I can't be in two places at one time. And then not only that, you're saying joining you in Jamaica. Well, I have things going on here. What you should do is you should get a similar force that we have here in Jamaica to assist you. That's what you should do.
Partner Draw TV is a similar force. Anything that I stand up to the people follow me and we stand up to doing it. We have done our demonstration. We have done our fair share
of
Art. And let me ask you this.
advocacy.
And what did the government do because of your demonstration and your advocacy? I'm not demeaning what you did. I'm just asking you what change did they effect as a result of what you did?
It's we alone, Mr. Rattigan. You don't see how much people tired and people fearful.
Well, I'll tell you what they did. Because I remember when you did the protest, they largely ignored you. One letter from one man in the diaspora caused the Jamaican kleptocracy movement called government to shiver in their pants. One man.
What letter is that you're talking about? The one that the captain wrote?
Yes. It caused it. Look, they were having meetings, midnight meetings, daytime meetings. They called their bogus representatives here, and they started figuring out how do we respond to this? And the response was, when people do evil and they have to respond quickly, is more evil. And sometimes they do it to themselves. Because the response they crafted to Dr. Francis's letter, when I said they, meaning the Global Diaspora, Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, the letter was just foolishness. In fact, there are representatives here in America who didn't see the letter before it went out. And the letter went out ostensibly under their name, and they didn't see it. And some of them who saw it, they disagreed with the terms of it. I'll tell you some of the terms of it. One of them was that no diaspora group, nobody in a diaspora can engage Jamaica's international partners. Are they crazy? They won't tell me, say, me can't talk to my representative in the Congress. They won't tell me, say, me can't talk to the American government. Is that what they might try to tell me? You see how stupid these people are? That letter, then after that, what happened? The junior minister came out and said some things. He was rubbished. Then the Minister of Information came out and said some things. He was rubbished. Now the minister came out and he did an article in the Gleaner, which I will do tomorrow. People not tune in tomorrow. Reason with Rattigan on Reggae Global Radio and YouTube at 3 p.m. sharp, because we're going to discuss that letter. He said something, and here's a critical factor. They have not discussed the issues raised in that letter. They have not. Look, they talk about, the GDP to debt ratio. They talk about unemployment rate. They talk about tourism. They talk about all these things. But you know what they don't talk about? Corruption. Jamaica is ranked 41 on the index, which means that it is severely corrupted. It's a severely corrupted government we have. When you have to be over 50 to even cut no dash. And Jamaica range between 39 and 37 and 41. And them say anything below 50, severely corrupt. That's where Jamaica is. So them don't talk about the corrupt piece. Them come and them talk about crime. And what did the Prime Minister say recently? He said crime is at the rate of crime right now is the lowest it's been in 22 years. This man is not well. He's not well. To come out and make a statement like that. He's not well. Crime, when he took over the government, when he won the election in 2016, the year before, the murder rate was 1,208. Jamaica has not seen 1,208 since 2015. In fact, in 2017, it was 1,600 plus. So I have no idea. And by the way, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you with the murder rate, because there's something called death investigations, where they're still trying to determine the cause of death, right? They're still investigating. Then you have the autopsy report, which is connected to that. So you have to. So just because you see how somebody get a gunshot wound, I mean that the person died from the gunshot wound. Then you have the people who were injured, went home and died 6 months later. Them not get put on the list. Then you have the missing persons. You have a whole lot of people out there unaccounted for. But we meaning people in the diaspora, we are going to get to the bottom of this. So they don't talk about those issues. They don't talk about poverty. Poverty went up. They tell you that, it's 4.5.
What do you mean poverty went up when this government said we have had the lowest poverty rate? 6.5.
No, that's not true. They said no. They said no. They said they have the lowest unemployment rate, not the lowest poverty rate. 2/3 of Jamaicans go to bed malnourished. 2/3.
Which could explain their inability to reason on certain subjects. The brain cells are dying.
There you go. So that's why,
So, Mr. Ratigan, it's like you have a fire in your belly. You're coming like a beast now. It's like you're ready to take on this government.
Oh, yes, and it's not just me, by the way. Just let me make it clear, because we have a true movement in the diaspora. It's not hierarchical. So them can't say that person had the lead and you knock off the person. And you know, it
So
just.
no, man, one of you must be leading this coup.
No.
A coup.
No, let me tell you something. We have a flat structure. Everybody is responsible for their own little piece of what they're doing. And so the protest in Florida, that's been promoted, that's been done by the people in Florida. We're going to have one in DC, and that will be done by the people living in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. We're going to have one
according to where the people are.
Correct. And who's doing the organizing? The people who live in that region. So when we get to New York, the people in Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York, they will do their own. Then when you get to Toronto, the people up there will do their own. Then when you get to London, the people do their own. We have people calling us from Vancouver, which is way over on the other side of America, up in Canada, way up on the Pacific side, calling to say, listen, if you're not going to do one in Canada, we are flying to Florida. We have people in the UK saying, if you don't plan to do one in the UK, but you're doing one in Florida, we are flying to Florida. And we have to tell them, say, no. It's coming to Florida. It's coming to the UK. It's coming to Canada. You have people there who will organize this.
Do you know what he's describing, Andre? Andre?
Yes, Mr. Finzi.
Do you know what he's describing? It's called an octopus.
Repeat that, Mr. Finzi.
It's called an octopus. Tentacles all over the place.
Right. So, I do have a fire, and the fire is burning in my stomach, and it's burning for the people of Jamaica, not the government of Jamaica. And the time for talking is over, because the letter that Dr. Francis wrote, some people misinterpreted the letter and said, oh, you should have just asked for the meeting. You shouldn't make it public. And the letter is not asking for any meeting. The letter is saying the time for meeting is over. When you have a minister of national security who, according to American intelligence, is connected to criminals and criminal activity, and you take that person and make that person your minister of national security, something is wrong. When you take an advertising person and you make him minister of health, something is wrong. When you take a finance person and you put that finance person in charge of education, something is wrong. When you take square pegs and you try to fit them in a round hole.
So your concern, one of your primary concern is that the talents that are being matched to the different portfolios are wrong.
Exactly. Let me tell you something also, Andre. If the Prime Minister and the members of Parliament, if they run their homes the way they run the country, then why for the husband that kick them out? You can't have a leak.
What is Mr. Ratigan?
You cannot. You heard me.
Wait. I am a bit slow tonight. Repeat that statement. If what?
If they ran their homes the way they run the government, they wouldn't. Their significant other would throw them out, because you can't have a pipe leaking.
So when you have a lot of dysfunctional families in the government,
hold on a second. You can't have your pipe leaking.
Mr. Ratigan,
can you agree listen to the example?
Many dysfunctional families in this government?
No, listen to the example. You cannot have a leaky pipe in your house, and then you tell your wife you're going to call the dentist to come fix the pipe. You cannot.
You can't.
And that is what we have.
Ratigan. There have been many leaky pipes in this government, and they have been calling.
But not in their homes. But not in their homes. Not in their homes.
But even in their homes, Mr. Ratigan, they are leaky pipes.
Them get a professional to fix it, though. Them don't go get somebody with a different profession to come and fix it. They don't.
I will defer based on the intelligence that I know.
Well, look, your intelligence is your intelligence, but there's something called common sense, right? And what I'm telling you is that
insulting me, Mr. Rattiga.
Me not insult you. But what I say is that if the government would use a little bit of common sense, is a rare commodity these days, you know. If they would use a little common sense, the way they address issues in the country, we would be far better off. We'd be far better off. And by the way, when I'm telling you about tourism and this and that, don't be fooled, people, because most of the tourism dollars will never reach the shores of Jamaica. Never reach the shores of Jamaica. So don't let them tell you that. So I say all of that to say this. People, join us next week, Friday, in Miami, Florida, in front of the consulate, from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. to protest corruption, crime, poverty, broken promises, etc.
What flight
Let us
from
take a
Jamaica will
quick
get
break
me there in
with
time?
Eli, and when we come back, we will take
What was that?
another segment to this program tonight.
What was that?
Let us take a quick
Lindsay?
break of Eli.
I said, what flight will get me there in time?
I'll talk to you, my brother. I'll talk to you.
He like.
Yes, comrades! Youth and youth! Undecided voters! PNP coming again! So tell your neighbor, tell your friend! Green man I ride with like mule, and I take the nation for fall! But we have a new name for him! What's his name? His name Eli! Bangarang! Oh, we tired of the labor pay! The drive across the bus and the country going down the drain! Yes, we tired of the labor pay! Poverty of us we shut and we going insane! Why? Eli! At the new name for the bus driver! Eli! That's how you hear from every corner! Eli! His name a ring throughout Jamaica! Eli! On a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, 2 times on a Sunday. Eli. Hear this. Eli tell we say him a go build up the country, put money in our pocket and end poverty. Promise the farmer them a go drive SUV. No him touch the bus, him a blame PNP, but Eli is a rookie driver. Him cannot run Jamaica. Him fi go sit down back in the harbor. Him too lion out of order. Oh, we tired of the labor pay. The drive across the bus and the country going down the drain. Yes, we tired of the labor pay. Poverty of us we shut and we going insane. At the new name for the bus driver. That's how you hear from every corner. His name a ring throughout Jamaica. Eli make big promise to teach a nurse and police. Promise to give them big salary increase. Promise jobs, more jobs and good economy. But no him crash the bus, him a blame PNP. But Eli is a rookie driver. Him cannot run Jamaica. Him fi go sit down back in the harbor. Him too lion out of order. Wanna remember this? Eli from a party new on the scene. Swear say him done with the garrison and the green. I'll never go back to that. Him tell the country now him greener than green with no credibility. Eli at the new name for the bus driver. That's how you hear from every corner. His name a ring throughout Jamaica. Eli is a rookie driver. Him cannot run Jamaica. Him fi go sit down back in the harbor. Him too lion out of order. On a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, 2 times on a Sunday, 1 o'clock.
Ratty 1 o'clock, him lie 2 o'clock, 3 lie 4 o'clock, him lie. But Jamaica tonight, as I want to ask the 3,000 odd people if they can do me a favor tonight. It's 3,400 odd people over here. I'm just asking, my GoFundMe is up. I'm just asking if everybody, at least 1,000 people tonight, can just give me $10. Just $10 will make a difference. Mr. Rattigan, you know how much people are feeding the Christmas? So
no,
I'm just asking you to just support me as I go on a quest for my restaurant. It's 53 or 52 people who have done such far. I want at least 100 people tonight on the program to send $10, $20, $30, $40, or $50, because this program is doing well, and all we're asking is for a little support. Tonight, Mr. Rattigan, I want to turn our segment a little on bank crisis in this country. Can you play that video, please? A woman recent
$1.7 million gone in 2 days. One woman was left with just over 600 Jamaican dollars after years of saving and accumulating almost $2 million in her account. Romarda Lyons has her story.
$1.7 million to $636. A discovery that left a woman in eastern Jamaica stunned. Working for decades and saving money for a rainy day, only to see her bank account empty, left her in a mental storm.
It's rough, and the only reason why I am still sane and I am not getting too depressed is because I am a Christian. I've been praying about it, fasting and praying. My church brethren are encouraging me and praying. So that is the only thing that is keeping me, just my faith in God.
Now, a bank statement shows 4 different transfers from her account. 2 on October 12, 2023, $500,000, then $490,000. Then on October 13, $500,000 again, then $220,000. This she realized 2 days later after she went online to do a transaction, as she does from time to time. When she logged in, her balance left her unbalanced.
Immediately, I called customer care because when I opened the thing, I realized that a large sum of money was removed on the 12th and on the 13th. So I called customer care immediately. When I explained to them what was happening, the person said to me,
Romaine Morris wrote to JLP General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang on Wednesday.
$1.7 million gone in 2 days. One woman was left with just over 600 Jamaican dollars after years of saving and accumulating almost $2 million in her account. Romarda Lyons has her story.
$1.7 million to $636. A discovery that left a woman in eastern Jamaica stunned. Working for decades and saving money for a rainy day, only to see her bank account empty, left her in a mental storm.
It's rough, and the only reason why I am still sane and I am not getting too depressed is because I am a Christian. I've been praying about it, fasting and praying. My church brethren are encouraging me and praying. So that is the only thing that is keeping me, just my faith in God.
Now, a bank statement shows 4 different transfers from her account. 2 on October 12, 2023, $500,000, then $490,000. Then on October 13, $500,000 again, then $220,000. This she realized 2 days later after she went online to do a transaction, as she does from time to time. When she logged in, her balance left her unbalanced.
Immediately, I called customer care because when I opened the thing, I realized that a large sum of money was removed on the 12th and on the 13th. So I called customer care immediately. When I explained to them what was happening, the person said to me, the money from your account was transferred. if I made a transfer. I said, no, I didn't make any transfer. The money was transferred to another bank.
The money was transferred to someone she doesn't know, and the customer care agent told her it seemed as though she was a victim of a scam. And
if I got any text message or email or anything, which I responded to, which I said, yes, I got an email sometime before.
It was this email, purportedly from the National Commercial Bank, NCB.
I clicked on the email, but then it didn't do anything. It was just like going around in circles, and I came off, and that was it. That was all that I did.
On December 11, 2023, NCB posted this infomercial on its Instagram page. Too late for this victim. Romarda Lyons, TVJ News.
Stop things here, Mr. Ratty.
Let me before you start. Jamaica looks for complex solutions to simple problems. The bank is able to say funds was transferred from your account to that account.
Yes.
Instantaneously, the bank, the institution, or whatever that account is in, needs to get a visit from the fraud squad. Everything frozen, and we want to know who that account belong to, and you track the funds straight through there. It's not hard. Right hard.
So you're saying a simple matter, we're complicating it?
Yes.
So you say follow the money?
Yes.
And if we follow the money, we should get the resolution?
Yes. How hard can it be?
Mr. Rattigan, yesterday marked 1 year since SSL became active in Jamaica. And the issue of monies going missing has become so frequent in Jamaican society. How do you respond to this level of corruption?
Let me say that the Jamaican government is not equipped to deal with cybercrime. You can't buy helicopters and fight cybercrime. You can't spend $60-something million on a boat and fight cybercrime. And while you're buying that boat, Haitians are still coming in through the eastern part of Jamaica and evade the detection at the border. And people have to tell you that we have some Haitians that walk down the street, right? They're ill-equipped. No, here's the problem. One of the things that they should be doing, now we are getting to solutions. They should be looking at the deportee issue. They should assign people here to work with BOP to collect intelligence. Why? Because there's a university here, and it's called the Prison University, where these criminals, they get very adept at doing a whole bunch of things. And what they're moving into now is cyber. Some of these criminals, they're being sent back. Some of them, not everybody coming back for, as a deportee is a criminal. Let me make that abundantly clear. But some of them are criminals. And so they come back with this new skill set. All they need is a computer. The police, they're not equipped to deal with this. We've told them this on several occasions. And what they've said, we can handle it. In fact, the same gentleman who wrote the letter, Dr. Francis, he engaged the Minister of National Security on a platform under the auspices of the Jamaican ambassador to the United States, Audrey Marks. And when he reached out to him and said, listen, we have resources in the diaspora that we would like to provide to the JCF, to the Ministry of National Security, to assist with the crime problem. You know what the response was? Response was, we have world-class crime fighters in Jamaica. We don't need your help. Send your money, but we don't need your help. If you want to come and give a speech, we'll approve it. You can come and give one speech. But as far as working alongside, no, it will never happen. Never happen. So when these threats hit Jamaica, Jamaica is unprepared. Jamaica is always in a state of reaction. They're not proactive crime fighters, much less predictive crime fighters. And that's where policing is going these days. is going into the predictive stage. Jamaica is still in the 1870s construct. Something must happen, and then we respond. And then what do? We think around the edges of the JCF, thinking that if we make some little refinements here and some little changes there, that people will, and we publicize it. People say, "Oh, we're transforming the JCF. We're modernizing the JCF." This same minister proclaimed 2 years ago that he was spending 1.2 billion US dollars since fiscal year 2016 to fiscal year 2023, which will end March of this year, on what? Transforming the JCF. And that doesn't include additional funding that he's received from the government of Jamaica, as well as from donor countries and donor agencies. And where are we? Where are we in terms of fighting crime? And we're talking about cybercrime now. Where are we in terms of fighting cybercrime? Where?
We're at a place where the commissioner of police say he's the conductor.
Of what? What orchestra? Or what bus?
Repeat.
What
I would
orchestra?
ask
What
you the
bus
same
line?
thing.
Look.
That's where we are. He has identified himself as the conductor.
You hardly hear from this man. He's not a leader. Let me just make that clear. He's not a leader.
But I gather some intelligence is that you will have him in the United States as the future ambassador to the US.
Beg your pardon?
In a few weeks. I have gathered intelligence that the commissioner of police is next step to become the next ambassador to the United States of America.
Look, this is in keeping with the actions of the government. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at anything they do. Believe me, I'm not surprised. And for those of you who would say,
take him as the next ambassador to the US?
It's not a matter of me taking him. It's a matter of them appointing him. And the thing is, do you think he'll
interact with you members of the diaspora?
Well, that should be lively. It will be a lively interaction. But do you think he will do better than the gentleman who sat there and executed the no vote in the UN? Is he coming as the UN ambassador? Is he coming as the ambassador to the UN, or is he coming to the ambassador to the US?
To the US.
Oh, well then certainly we will have engagements with him. Yes, indeed.
I
we will.
know
And we look forward to it.
And you and him will have some heated exchanges.
No, there won't be heated exchanges. There'll be lively exchanges.
So what's the difference between heated and lively?
Lively meaning heated kind of conjures up this thing that we were fighting. We're not fighting. I care for this man. He's a Jamaican. I care about him as a Jamaican. And what we've always preached is that people should make course corrections. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. So we're saying, look, as a brother, when you're making a mistake, we need to point it out to you. And you should have the sense to realize that you're going on the wrong path. And then you do the course correction and we're fine. But when you resist, when you become obstinate, when you say, no, the hell with you, then at that point when we have to take a different tact, right? We can't talk to you in that, in that congenial manner, but we're not going to fight. We're not going to fight. But I'm telling you right now, the diaspora element that they have here, when I say element, I'm talking about the organization. It doesn't represent the diaspora. It doesn't. Let me be clear about, before we go any further, One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, people, you need to go to ojldf.org and make your contribution, because this is one of the ways that we're going to hold government accountable. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, the people who criticize me, I tell you what, when I criticize the wrong person, because it's a bounce off of me, no matter to me. Me not eat nobody else. But hold on, here's the other thing. The people who would criticize me.
I realize that you get very bad, you get very rock. You get one time you wouldn't behave like that, but it's the company you're keeping a year that make you
good company, like that. Very good company. But here's the thing.
I don't know about that. I will refrain from.
In fact, I'll change. No, I made a mistake in describing it as good company. You're right. It's outstanding.
One time, Mr. Ratigan, you would have been the best behaving person. I hear you start all black people on social media.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey. And the people who would criticize me, let me tell them this. When you criticize me, call the police and call the FBI, call CIA, call whoever, and tell them the crimes that I've committed. And then the only time I'll worry is when them come knock at my door. Because guess what? While you're busy doing that, I'm busy trying to put the politicians in prison too. So I have no time to focus on you. I'm looking ahead. I don't have side mirrors. I don't have a rear view mirror. I only have a windshield straight ahead. So criticize me as much as you want, but do something with the criticism. Call the police and tell them, sir, Rattigan commit a crime. Go knock on his door and arrest him. That's the only time I'm going to worry about it. And while you're busy doing that,
you're not a crime committer. You're the crime fighter. You are somebody who prevents crime from happening.
which is a big difference from what's going on in Jamaica. They don't prevent crime. They don't solve.
You remember a discussion we had over a year ago? For Andre's information, I'm the chairman of an organization that is a cyber security institute.
Mm-hmm.
We train HEART, we train the police, we train some people in the military, I think. And years ago, our principal, who is a very intelligent young man, very, very qualified, told the government, you're about to be hacked. Because he has a program that he keeps track of all these little blacknet people. And they laughed him out of the room. This is part of God. The youngsters don't know what to talk about. Shortly after that, after the government was hacked, they spent millions of dollars bringing some foreigners down here to tell them the same thing Andrew told them. Not Holness, the CEO. And it got so embarrassing. So he never went back and spoke to them because he showed them before it happened. But you can't have, for instance, cashless systems or NIDS if you don't know how to safeguard the information. I've told you this story before. We had a youngster at UTech in the faculty for computing who went on a summer program down to Digicel. And when he came back, every time you bought a Digicel credit, he got paid. They're little geniuses. Programmers that you wouldn't believe.
No.
But we're running all over the place, responding to this and responding to that. I'm willing to bet you, people cuss me all the while, I don't do internet banking, you know. Not in Jamaica.
Right.
Because I'm convinced that them don't, what them call a firewall. They're not a fire. They're not even a wall. Think about it. Somebody take 400, you're supposed to have a limit on your daily withdrawal. Somebody take over the withdrawal and transfer, and you don't question it? You don't send a flag on it? Then when the customer come in and says something wrong, you're able to look at the customer with a smile. Oh, you say, I'm glad you're having a lovely day. It was transferred from your account, and here's the account it went to. And nobody not get held? Try to open the account in Jamaica. They want to know how much time you go bathroom and how much sheet of toilet paper you use. And they don't have the information on the person who opened that account. I mean, get serious.
Let me tell you something, Finzi. A few years ago, right, I arrested a guy. And in interviewing him, I arrested him in a country in Africa for cybercrime. This guy was stealing millions. In fact, this guy, at one point, I believe he stole $10 million in like 2 hours from a bank, right? And this guy said to me, he said, if you bank, no, he said, the only way your money is safe from a guy like me is if you put it under your mattress. If you put it in the bank, I'll get to your money, right? No, what happened is that we went to Jamaica in 2017 and we call these like emerging threats because they weren't in Jamaica. And we had a when I was with the FBI, we did one of my analysts developed something called she identified a scheme called Man in the Middle, right? We went to and we were seeing it all over the US. We were seeing it in the Far East, in China. We don't have time to go over the details, but be that as it may, we went to Jamaica and we said, listen, here's an emerging threat. This thing is going to hit you. And you know what they said? We invited people in the banking industry and the JCF. In fact, the gentleman who's in charge of the criminal investigations now, Fitz Bailey, he sent his representatives to the meeting. And when we did, they said, no, we know them thing, man. We have them thing under control, right? Only to find out that the banks in Jamaica, they're losing money like it's going out of style.
Yeah, they have been losing.
They have been losing money, but they can't tell you this. They're making money. They're making money. That's why that's why the fees are so high, because they're making money. So they're not going to tell you that they're losing money, and they can't go to the JCF because it's pointless to go to the JCF to help, right? But this goes to the mindset of people. Goes to the mindset that when you come to them, part of it, two things I thought you were going to touch on, and you came pretty close to it, was they don't want to hear from somebody who looks like them, which is the truth. They don't want to hear.
Repeat that. So you're saying that even within the JCF, there is classism?
They don't want to hear from people. Look, we have people who have had contracts in Jamaica. People who I taught, people I supervised, and people like me supervised them, right? We have a lot of people in the diaspora with a tremendous amount of talent. You name the Alphabet Agency, we have people in the diaspora who work for those agencies and they have those skill sets. And then when they approach the job, and the Jamaican government says, yes, in the spirit of Vision 2030 and beyond, we want you to come home. In fact, before they started, well, in light of Vision 2030, there was a program called Mapping the Diaspora, where they would look for people with certain talents and say, look, we need you to come home and help. And when you say, look, I'll come home and help, they say, not you. You know why? Because they know that some of us will not accept bribes. They know that some of us are above and beyond reproach. And they know they can't tell us where to look. And they know we come with a skill set and we come with contacts that we not only limit ourselves to Jamaica, we have international contacts. So once you start wire transferring funds, that's easy. We're going to find the money. We're going to find the source. We're going to find the destination. So the mindset is that we just don't want to hear from you. We'll put it on paper that we want to hear from you, but we don't want to hear from you. We'll prefer hear from somebody else. If Jamaica, think about it, the Minister of National Security proclaimed that the members of the JCF, they're so astute, they're so intelligent, they're so competent when it comes to fighting crime. Then why the hell did he go to London to hire that firm to come and do the forensics on SSL? And by the way, you will hear it here, maybe for the first time, unless Vince told you guys before. SSL, I doubt very much there'll be any conviction in that case. You know why? Because you have a compromised crime scene. You have stolen evidence. You have, as far as chain of custody, there are issues with chain of custody. And then you have people who have not been interviewed over a year. How are you going to make that case?
And you have senior people in the force doing the investigation that had an account there.
Rest my case. Anything else you want to ask me, Andrew? Because we have.
So you're basically saying nothing coming out of SSL.
That's my assessment at this point.
A lot is coming out of SSL. It's called
yeah. And then we can also add to it that the FBI is not working on SSL, no matter what they tell you. They're shagging leaves. And when they say the FBI is in Jamaica, yeah, they're up at Ligani. They've always been at Ligani.
Although their head office is in the Dominican Republic.
Exactly.
But that's a half an hour flight away.
That's exactly, yeah. Jamaica used to be considered a road trip. I think they may have somebody there now. I don't even know.
But what I want you to tell him, because I might think I am looking for a new episode of a crime thing, but tell him about the boat that they were warned about that went to Haiti, came here, went up to Morgan's Harbor, and went back down.
Yeah, it's been reported that
let him tell you.
I forgot the name of the boat, but it's been reported that the U.S. government provided Jamaican authorities with information concerning a boat leaving Haiti coming to Jamaica, carrying weapons, and that the Jamaican security forces, they made plans to intercept this boat. They were looking for a fishing boat. because I think that's what they were told. But this was more like a sports fishing, but like one of those, you know, high price yachts.
Yeah.
Like. And it went right past them, and they went to Morgan's Harbor, and then the following day they went, I think, somewhere down in Clarendon or wherever, and they had 50. Again, it's been reported 50 AR-15 rifles with what's it, green tip bullets, the one that can armor piercing, yeah, and they ran out of fuel. And the JCF responded. They got the boat. The crew is gone. Why is it we can never find people? Plane crashed the other day. We can't find nobody.
Identify anybody in the plane on Sunday.
Right. They can. And so there are 50 AR-15s now in Jamaica. Nobody knows where they are. Right. Not to mention this plane that crashed, and we no contents, no passengers, no pilot, nothing. Which is similar to the one that happened about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And then same thing, right? And then you talk about having border security. In fact, the junior minister and the minister of in Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, he just did an article 2 days ago. This plane crashed about a week ago. And he did an article in the newspaper boasting about border security. That's why I said to you, common sense is a rare commodity these days.
Remember what we spoke about with Vernon Field?
Yes, we did. I remember.
Not a person has rung a bell over it.
Jamaica is a beautiful place. Even this place, I find beauty in it. That's by the way, that's my first house in a water house, 41 Penwood Crescent. A big yard, 3 yards in a one, right? Beauty in that place.
You're not going to renovate it.
Beg your pardon?
You're not going to renovate it.
Since you're there, I'll do what I need to do here. You renovate it, and then at some point in time, I'll come. How about that?
No, you have to send the money for that, Mr. Ratty. Me not have no money for that. Okay. Remember what the people them doing what they are.
All right. So, you know, we have a jewel, and we just need to polish it up, but we're not doing it. We're not doing it. And what I'm saying, the hell with the naysayers. Let's just move ahead. Forget about the distractions. Just move ahead. And that's why we have to mobilize our people. We have to.
There was an accident
encouraging
today.
Our people. Beg your pardon?
There was a major accident today in St. Anne. Can we show the video of that accident?
This program contains graphic images that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
I know that you have a wrong philosophy at Jamaica, brother. If you have to look out long time and see him and say can't do nothing.
Christ almighty. This accident just happened below the Bahia Principe Hotel. It's a X6 and another vehicle. The occupants of the vehicle is trapped into the vehicle. He's burned to ashes.
This program contains graphic images that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
I know that you have a wrong philosophy at Jamaica, brother. You have to look out long time and see him and say can't do nothing.
Christ almighty. This accident just happened below the Bahia Principe Hotel. It's a X6 and another vehicle. The occupants of the vehicle is trapped into the vehicle. He's burned to ashes.
Wow.
That's something else. We have become a nation of observers.
A nation of observers and a nation of putting up phones. Rather than rescue the people in the vehicle. You're going to tell me that we're all caught up, Mr. Rattigan and Mr. Finley Smith. It's just putting up our phones to capture the moment.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's a filmmaker. Yes.
It's sad.
It's not what I did to help. It's not what I did to help. It's the ability to say I was there.
And I captured the image and I sent it out first.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you how the skin, the smell when it burn and all of that.
Let me open the phone lines now because
before you open
I'm
the
not
phone line,
going
one quick
beyond.
thing, Andre. Andre, one quick thing I have to say, and I'm
Yes,
sure
Mr. Ratty.
my brother Finz is gonna join me on this. The JCFC's 300 pipe bombs. We know that fertilizer is a major component of pipe bombs. We know that fertilizer, approximately 400,000 pounds of fertilizer missing. That shipment that came in from Morocco. Actually, there were about 3 or 4 shipments. We don't hear anything more about the pipe bombs. Finzi.
Not a word.
So,
not a word. And I would like to point or add to that, pipe bombs are not designed to do damage to buildings. Pipe bombs are designed to do anti-personal damage. You throw that in a crowd and see how much people you can bring down. It's not somebody trying to bomb a building. They throw that in a dance and KPH can't handle the casualty listings. But we take it casual. As long as
so you're concerned about
blood.
the missing pipe bombs?
You don't hear nothing about it.
And that's concerning. That's very concerning.
Now think about it. You have the pipe bomb them missing. The fertilizer can be accounted for. And 50 AR-15s with armor-piercing rounds have emerged in the island, we are told. What that sound like to you?
That sound like a revolt is pending.
I don't know about revolt, but it might be a way of keeping you in your yard when it's time to vote.
And then just think about this. We have a small airplane crash. We don't know what the contents were.
We don't know what was on that.
And because our borders are so porous, we don't know what's coming in. Think about that.
By the way, Andre, as my son, let me introduce you to the newest member of the family. That's my latest grandson. He was just born in California.
Okay, my cousin born.
Yeah, just born in California.
Congratulations.
Hold on, let me take this call. Hello, welcome to the program.
Yes, Andrea, good evening, and good evening to the guests. Mr. Dranko.
Yes, Mr. Dranko, good night. Lord, why you call yourself that?
Good night, because Dranko serve an integral purpose in the community, because if Dranko never did it, like would have blown off away. See? Dranko clean up the place. But my as a Dranko, my job is to clean up bad mind. Because that's our problem, as black people.
Yeah.
Our mindset, we have a negative mindset. So that's why I call myself Dranko. Now, look, it's what happened in Papua New Guinea the other day. The other day, Papua New Guinea couldn't pay the police.
Yes.
And the people, the police put on them gun and them go on a rampage. The people them go on a rampage. Jamaica better watch themselves, because the only right now the people of the government.
Yes.
The only people who are hold up this thing right now, are the security,
Yes. So you're saying that if the security force... So you're worried that the security forces will drop their hands soon?
Of course. They might get frustrated because them overwork. They overwork 24/7 hours every day. Hey, if them get tired, it's done. You hear me? Any about them say, what, we tired. Watch what will happen. That's all I have to say.
All right, Jamaica Janko. Thank you for that. Mr. Rattigan, what's your take on that? You believe the security forces will soon give up on us? He's saying that he believes that the security forces will very soon get tired and give up like what happened in Papua New Guinea.
Look, what Mr. Janker said is valid. the morale is at an all-time low. Morale is at an all-time low. And people can't wait to leave the JCF and leave the island and go, not necessarily come to America, but just leave and just go somewhere else. Look at all the small islands, you know, in the Caribbean, and you'll see a lot of Jamaicans in their security services. Why? Because they're just
But a lot of police are even leaving and soldiers leaving to go turn waiters and so forth in the US. Leave them good soldier job to go turn second class and third class citizen in the US. It's very bad, man.
And what does that tell you? Nobody no run from progress. Nobody run from progress.
Let me take this pot cover. Good night, pot cover.
Good night, Andre.
Yes.
You know, me hold on my Prime Minister tight, you know, man.
You're holding on your Prime Minister tight. Why?
Yeah, you know, let him go, man. That's the best Prime Minister for Jamaica. No, let me tell you something. Nobody when you live in Jamaica can chat for us with their politics because it's them the PNP. So them can't go and demonstrate and protest America. But if them come here, we run them way. Because they're negative that the man they talk against Jamaican. Because of politics. Tell them to go.
You know, so you have to have respect. What politics the man preaching and the man talking diaspora? Oh.
He can't go protest as you want. Him say him not support that America. Jamaica, that's a problem there, so I make him not come here come protest. Make we run away. Jamaica run good, and we are right here. We don't want negative talk. And I talk from Jamaica. We tear it.
All right, cover. Good night. You don't have no manners. Hello, good night.
Yeah, you're done with that madman there.
What you say?
You finished speaking to Pat Cover, sir?
Yes, I finished speaking to Pat Cover. All views content on this program. Mr. Rattigan have the back of a crocodile to take them on. Pat Cover can't take on Mr. Rattigan, and if he pass in place, Andrew will take him.
No, we know that, and we know why Pat Cover keep coming over here and little bit about things. This is not a little bit show. Pat Cover, Jamaica is more important than the foolishness they are come over here with.
Yes.
Now let me talk about what I call for, right? And I'm going to move in a different perspective. I'm moving into the spiritual, the religious, the Bible, the Christian.
Yes.
Now, if you read Luke 16, 19 to 31, it talks about the rich, fabulous man feasting and living lavishly life and find himself in torment after death.
Yes.
Longing for just a drop of water. Now, if the scripture said that, it tells people that yes, hell exists. And it exists for people, for wicked people. Now, Paul Llewellyn and the DPP or the ODPP or whatever they call the prosecutors, and Mr. Fitzbailey and all of the corrupt people in Jamaica.
Yes.
Not only politicians, no found corrupt, no for them down there is not making it work because of corruption. Make I tell you something, man, because it's two boxes you have, you know. You have the incompetent box and you have the corruption box. It's either the DPP, the lawyers, that the DPP, the prosecutors are incompetent. Why so many cases are going unsolved and people not getting justice, and that is a serious thing. You can't have a democracy where people cannot get justice and where justice is denied, and because it is simply because time run out, statute of limitations. When it was reported,
yes,
there must be a penalty for that. Now going back to the two boxes, either the people them incompetent or them corrupt. in either case, them don't belong where they are right now because they are affecting the quality of life of the other Jamaican people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Paul and Lou Ellen and Fitzbailey is going to make it in hell because whoever give them a drop of water.
Well, Lucifer will accept them, man. Lucifer will accept them.
Say that again.
Lucifer will accept them. Him love the hottest devils them and
Them servant them. Look at it. You can call yourself a Christian and you can call yourself a good character person and you sit by and even aid in the escape of criminals just because of them give you $2 because we know that these people are not letting these people go for free. It's not sympathy why Paul and Llewellyn never did that. Pressure our people to file the charges in time. Them say justice delayed is justice denied. In Jamaica, justice is not blindfolded. Justice Paul and Llewellyn and people like Fitzbailey and people down by the fraud squad like Sergeant Edwards and his friend them down there, Livingston, the whole of them take off the blindfold off of justice when it comes to rich people.
All right.
You can hear them.
All right, Troy, I know you're frustrated. All right.
No, I'm not only frustrated. I'm just like Mr. Rattigan right here. I am tired of it.
You're tired.
Jamaican people get tired.
Almighty God!
Jamaican people raise up them head and make the people them know they're tired of it.
All right.
Foolishness like whether man the near podcast.
All right, Chloe Malou and Lowe.
Help, we key out of the
We
lateral.
need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator. Draw me.
Andre?
Yes,
Andre?
Paula, good night.
Andre?
Hold a minute, Mr. Yes, Mr. Finzi.
I would like to point out that we are not responsible on this program for the views or utterances of the callers, are not bounded by them, because some of the comments a while ago bordered on the slanderers.
Oh wow!
So we are not responsible for what they say.
Mr. Finzi making a correction on something. What are you saying now, caller?
Yes, Sanjay.
Yes.
Listen, very hard. I agree with you to allow people to come on the program, right? But you reach a stage of we have to make a statement, and I hope it's not to embarrass you. When you have a man, a freedom fighter, like Rattigan, but you don't have to do this, but you can go and live comfortable as my pension. Look at Mr. Finch. And every time he starts thinking of that Jesus Christ, he tell you a parable.
Yeah.
I say you can learn. Michael Monday introduced Jamal. And people like Pat Cover missed the boat. Right? Them certain ways, I mean, I agree with you, no, but the representative statement. In a Jamaica today, as the thing is there at the other line, right? A $500 loaf of bread. But people can't buy a loaf of bread, but buy half a loaf, or buy bread by the price.
Yes.
The security guard who works as security guard, and a dog handler, security dog handler. That dog is getting proper food at this and good medical, and the security guard, right, can't get a proper lunch. But it's a juice, a patty.
Yes.
And a juice. And the dog is better at it. So tell what cover say. Right? Me know I miss the boat, I miss me have sympathy with it. My die hard. But just I man to punish this on the phone. Actually, when last have a property now. When last you what cover have some vegetables and a proper juice. You see how they are thinking back?
Aye, no, man, remember Pat Cover said that him daughters, them financing him, plus him having security work. Now make him call and trace you. What for $300 a week time?
The money comes in, that's why man should not have to pretend and say, hey, that's the American of my right? Me not know ambition then. Me not know ambition. Where you get what? One preacher that want 5,000 go put. Man, then go back at Jamal, man.
So yeah, say must go to Jamal.
Go at Jamal, man. Go learn pretty down right, man. You're literate.
All right. Stop the argument. No, we had a good class tonight. You might one of the Buster man to labor right there?
Oh, yes, he is. I just put him on TV.
All right.
Help. We hear the
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right.
I was on Stephen's program. I still am, and I put him on TV.
You know, that's where we're wrapping up the program for tonight. Mr. Rattigan, don't invite me on the Saturday program, you know, but I leave them alone. I with them diaspora group, and they know that the diaspora follows me. But I will leave Mr. Rattigan alone. When he gives me an invitation and send me a link, I will join the program. But you know, Mr. Rattigan is on Reasoning with Rattigan tomorrow from 3 p.m. until about 9 p.m. 6-7 hours worth of program. Many people wondering where Isaac Buchanan is. Guys, we're just launching back out. Mr. Rattigan is here this week. Next week, somebody else, Mr. Buchanan will be here. And in the following week, everybody comes back and join the studio. But Mr. Finsey, the resident father, is here doing his thing. And I want to say to both of you, thanks for joining again. Mr. Rattigan's demonstration will be in Miami on Friday. If you want.
Whoa. Let me make a correction. It's not my demonstration. I live in a mid-Atlantic state. That's in the South. I'm going to provide my moral support to what the people in the South are doing. And when it's time for the protest to take place in the mid-Atlantic state or the Northeast, I will certainly join there. But it's let me just make it abundantly clear. It's not my demonstration. And in fact, let me just apologize to the people who are responsible for organizing that protest. That you have my word that I'm not here trying to steal their thunder. They're doing God's work, trying to protect and provide for the people of Jamaica, and I will support them in that endeavor. And when it comes time for me to organize the one in my area, then I certainly will, and I'm sure they will. They will provide an equal amount of support.
Yes, Jamaica. So thanks to Mr. Rattigan and Mr. Finsey for coming here tonight. Let me just wrap up the show now. Remember, my GoFundMe is up. If you want the GoFundMe link, you can send me a WhatsApp and I will send you the GoFundMe. I really need the support for the restaurant. My culinary life is something that I enjoy dearly. And the truth is I had 57 persons tonight who contributed. I want to say, let me just call out the names. C. Brown, thank you. D. Passmore, thank you. N. Barrett, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. M. Miller, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. B. Odyssey, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. Anonymous. J. Dixon, thank you. C. James, thank you. H. Willis, thank you. D. Pollinjack, thank you. L. Davis, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. A. Cardoza, thank you. S. Forever Bless UN, thank you. SJ, thank you. Eleanor LG, thank you. N. Harry Smith, thank you. N. Peters, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. S. Nesbeth, thank you. L. Kongslingo, thank you. S. Savage, thank you. Anonymous. W. Cohen, thank you. L. Brown, thank you. C. D. C. Daily, thank you. M. Lammy, thank you. C. Robinson and P. Brandon, thank you. V. Graham, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. C. Williams, thank you. D. J. Davis, S. Parson, Anonymous, J. Brown, A. Dixon, thank you. C. Harris, E. Hibbert, M. Sandra, Dean, thank you. Olivine, thank you. Ophelia, thank you. Karima, thank you. Cassandra, thank you. Claudette, thank you. I really appreciate the 57 persons who donated tonight. This campaign will go on for the remainder of the January, February, and March. And I'm looking forward to your support as I really look forward to building out my restaurant. Love you, Jamaica. God bless you, Jamaica. This is Andre Stephens, and this was the Andre Stephens Show. Until Sunday night, walk good, keep blessed, and keep positive, Jamaica.